Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Hulskamp.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Warren, the IG's testimony outlined some pretty serious deficiencies in the Office of Information and Technology, and according to the evidence, VA's network has been accessed by foreign state actors since March 2010. And in that fiscal year and since then, you've received a grand total of more than $87,000 in bonuses. Can you explain how you merit such a large amount in bonuses?
Sir, as you're aware, the way the compensation system works in the federal government is a performance plan is laid on an employee, as in myself. Supervisor sits down and lays out what I expect from you in the year. And based upon how you do, there is an appraisal given. And basically,
so how you did it was worthy of $87,000 in bonuses. Is that your understanding?
I believe as a result of me exceeding the performance expectations that my leadership have laid on me, I was recognized with performance awards of that amount.
Okay. I'd like to ask a question as well that you did state there were no absolutes in your mind in security, but we do have a letter here and a very absolute statement from your boss's secretary that says, quote, "To be clear, VA security posture was never at risk." Is that a true or false statement?
I would tell you, sir, as the person who ghost wrote that memo, in terms of doing the staff work for the Secretary, I was not clear in my language, and I take ownership of that.
Is it true or false?
It is true with respect to the ATO process, which is this memo was trying to answer. With respect to the broader question, as we've already talked about today, there always is some risk. And so again,
So this was a false, is this a false statement then?
I would not say it was a false statement, sir. I would believe
an inaccurate statement, a mistake. Mr. Lowe, let me ask you a question. Have you ever brought to Mr. Warren's attention that there are significant security issues that need to be addressed?
Congressman, thank you. Have I ever brought attention to Mr. Warren that there are significant security issues that need to be addressed? No, sir, I have not.
You have not?
I have not. Oh, sorry.
Usually I try to anticipate an answer, and to anticipate an answer that in your job you've never identified a single security risk really strains credibility. You're on a testimony. So you've never sent an email, never made a statement to Mr. Warren or his superiors that there are any security risks in the IT system at the VA.
I have briefed Mr. Warren and the Secretary frequently on security risk for the organization.
Do you know how many foreign state actors have been identified as perhaps intruding upon the system?
I know that there are foreign state actors that are...
Do you know how many have you identified? Is there one or more?
Individual state actors or...
There are individual states. Okay. It's a pretty clear question.
Yes, sir.
Have you identified more than one?
Yes, sir.
How many more? Mr. Warren said there was only one in his earlier testimony. How many more were identified?
How many more state actors that are actively trying to penetrate the network, or actors that have penetrated?
I'm guessing there'll be a second round of questions, so it probably doesn't help to try to stall. Would you answer the question? How many more?
Sir, I've been in this position for approximately 90 days. I'm still trying to ascertain the state of the organization. I'm still...
Have you seen any memos that would identify more than one?
More than one...
State actor. You believe there's more than one. Mr. Warren stated there was only one. You believe there's more than one. I'm asking how many more?
I don't know the answer off the top of my head, sir. If I could get back to you on the record, I would appreciate it.
Well, I will note for the committee, I've had a grand total of, I believe, 23 questions that I've been waiting for 264 days for your agency to respond. As Dr. Rowe mentioned, we're supposedly working for the American people, and when your agency, your bosses, refuse to answer questions, it looks like you're covering things up. When you say there's one state actor, he says there's more. He's only been here for 90 days. We've got a report from the people that work for you, Mr. Warren. You know this report. You know there's 8 actors identified on here. And you claim there's only one in your earlier testimony. I think that's embarrassing. It's not only embarrassing, you were sworn in under oath. And so I'm going to ask you one more time, how many state actors have you identified or believe are out there that have accessed the system for 20 million veterans and their dependents?
Congressman Hilskamp, I believe that question is directed to myself.
Is your name Mr. Warren? Answer the question, please. Let's get on with it. We're doing the business of answering questions. Please answer them. I come from Kansas. We don't go through all this trying to act like we don't know what the question is. I asked your name. Answer the question.
I would tell you that the department, through the NSOC, is aware of multiple state actors who are trying to take action against the department. My comment earlier, you referred to one. I said there was one published incident that was being referred to. I do not believe I said one state actor. If I did, I was in error. I'd like to make sure I correct that. I was referring to a report. I think, as Dr. Rowe indicated, the report in front of them, there are multiple, and I will tell you it is more than just state actors. It is very known in the community that it is more than countries. There are syndicates who have this as a money-making activity. Right? So, and I believe that's also in the open press in terms of it's not just countries, it's individuals, it's groups of individuals, and it is not just veteran data they're going after. They go after your home, right? Your home computer, website you go to, and there's a very aggressive effort, and I know the Congress is engaged in terms of what's notification, what you should notify, how we share it, and how do we do all those things. It's something we try to be very active.
But you're comfortable with the current security risks?
I am not comfortable with the current security risks, sir. And then again, I will tell you the safest computer is the one you don't hook up to the internet.
Mr. Hilskamp, we'll do a second round.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.